Hello, welcome to the tutorial for the Laguna Woods Village Resident Services Portal. I will be going over how to log in, what you will get if you set up a new account, and a few other pieces of information. I'll be going both to the live website as well as to a static document with some screenshots. There is also a live version of the tutorial monthly that is held at the PC Club workshop. Let's get started. First, you have to go to the lagunawoodsvillage.com website. And from there, you'll go to the purple login button, which is at the upper right-hand side of the screen. And you will click Login. Now, I've already been logged in, so my information is already here. Therefore, I'm going to go to the static document and show you what you would need to do if you have never registered your account before, or the process is similar if you've forgotten your password. So you see the two buttons, register account and forgot password. Let me go to the static document. For a first-time login, you would click the register account button and you would see this screen. You would enter your email address, create a password, and then hit the button to sign in. That would be here. So this is the screen that you would see. You would enter an email address and you would click the button to verify your email, because they're going to need to verify your email in order to activate your account. From there, you're going to go back to your email account and you're going to check to see if you have an email from the village that contains a prompt to reset your password. Now remember, this is the same scenario for whether you're registering the first time or if you've forgotten your password. So you need to make sure you go to the email you used and to verify. Then you go down to this area on the screen, and then you'll start over from there. Okay, so I'm going to go now back into the live screen, and I'm going to log in. So remember, what we just went over was the first time registration, or if you've forgotten your password. But once you've been into this portal, it will save your name and your password. Your computer will ask you if you want to save it, and it's up to you if you do. So I'm going to click sign in to go live. Now, when I sign in, it gives me information regarding my manor. That's your dashboard page. If you notice, if you look at this screen, there's a support number up in the upper right-hand corner in case you have any issues whatsoever. And along the left-hand purple column, you will see different options that you can access from this main dashboard screen. If you don't want the full words and you want your screen to be bigger, you'll simply go to the three lines, which is commonly in tech terms called the hamburger, and you'll click on it and it will change the words into icons. And you simply click it again to come back. On your initial dashboard, it has all your basic information and any other information about who lives there and that, okay? So the first time you log in, you'll see all that information and you just verify that everything is correct. If anything is not correct, you will need to call resident services. Now, there's a couple of ways to make payments from here. Payments would mean something like a chargeable service that you had in your manor, or your monthly HOA assessment. Both of those will show on the screen when they are due. So you'll see if there's any chargeable services, you will see that. Now down below, there will be an outline of each one. Typically, unless you've had some maintenance done in your unit, you will not have chargeable services. But if your monthly assessment was due, you might see your assessment charge here. And I have it set up to use Easy Pay. I highly recommend that you use Easy Pay for your monthly HOA assessments. It is extremely convenient. It saves the village money in processing, and it's so much easier. You simply fill out the form that you either got when you first closed on your unit, or you get forms annually. You can fill out the Easy Pay. You'll tell them what account you want to use with regards to the deposits and the to pay, and they'll set it up. And it's as simple as that. I've been doing it for 5 years and I cannot recommend it enough. Set up Easy Pay. However, if you're not set up on Easy Pay, you can come here and you can pay your HOA using a credit card. Now that incurs fees for you and for us, so it's not recommended. Again, Easy Pay is always going to be your best bet. So that is pretty simple. Now I want to show you, if you did have to pay now, let me go back to the static document because I don't owe any money, so I can show you how that might look. So if you notice, you'll select payments from the left-hand menu, and then you'll view any assessments and any other charges. You'll click the green Pay Now button, and you'll be taken to the payment details. And that's where you would input your credit card detail and then submit the payment. You would get an email confirmation when it was done that that had occurred. Okay, so that is simply the way that you would pay using a credit card online. Let's go back to the live screen. Now, what is a statement? Every month, of course, you have your HOA assessment, and you may or may not have chargeable services. So this is where you would find that information. You then can drop down, and each month there's a PDF that you click the red PDF button, and it will open the button for you. It will then show you your assessment for that month. Now, United assessments vary unit by unit because they include tax money. So that would all be different. If you live in Third Mutual, it would be the same. Okay, so this is what it would look like. So you have a record at any time. And it tells me, because I pay Easy Pay, that on the 6th of the month, that's when my assessment is paid, which is kind of nifty because it's paid on the 6th, not the 1st, even though it is due on the 1st. So I'm going to shut the PDF back down and come back to the live screen. Here we are in the live screen. Now let's talk about work orders. What does that mean? Well, you can make a work order request via the resident services phone number, or if it's not urgent, or you can come here, which is super easy. Log in, come to work order, and down here you can see scheduled work orders, open work orders, and completed work orders. So now I'm seeing that I have some open work orders, which do not understand why, but there are some there because there's nothing there that's open. But if you had open work orders, those would be there. And it would also include the work order number. So again, anything that's scheduled to be done, let's say you called in, would show here. Anything that was pending would be under open work order with the work order number, and then any completed work orders, those would all show here. If you wanted to, though, if you go back to the open work order, okay, or scheduled work order, go to the scheduled work order. If you want to set up a new request, again, you can call, but it's so much more convenient just to do it here. You don't have to wait on hold, none of that. You go, you create the new work order, you click it, It'll show you your name and your manor number and your resident ID number. And then you complete the information and tell them if you want them to send the confirmation to a different email, if you want to have them call a different phone number, or if you want, you can put that there. You can also go and select the type of service. So maintenance, cable, plumbing, landscape, whatever it is. So let's say it's plumbing. You want to tell them what the plumbing issue is. Typically plumbing, if it's regarding water, you probably want to call in, but otherwise, if you have a cable issue or there's something minor, these are all the things that you can do. And then you submit. Once you submit, you will be receiving an email that will tell you that they've received it, that it will have information about the service, and you will either you'll be contacted by them to arrange the time to have the service done. You do need to be home for service in our village. But again, this is an easy way to get the process started without needing to call and wait on hold. And someone then, after this is done, you'll be contacted. Very easy. Okay, so that was the work order. Now let's look at vehicle. Now the vehicle that is assigned to the unit will be there. It'll show up. And it'll show if you have more than one vehicle and more than one occupant in your unit that's registered, they would have their own login and their own vehicle. It won't show up, only the vehicle registered to your name. So again, if you have a partner, husband, wife, someone else that lives in the home with you, and they have their own resident ID number, they will have their own resident portal ID account, and they will have their own login, and their car will show up there. So that's what's here. Then emergency contact. Who are your emergency contacts, right? So again, this is my emergency contacts that I set up when I first moved in. I can add new emergency contacts from here, but you might want to, if there's anybody on your emergency contacts right now, if you're already a user and you haven't, and if this is your first time, you will only see the ones that you provided to resident services. But if you're coming back in because you haven't been using the portal and just are refreshing, you might see names there. So if there's anyone listed that you don't want to be your emergency contact any longer, you need to call to resident services and let them know, and they will adjust this for you. The only thing you can do here is add. You cannot delete. So let's do a quick recap of what we covered today. This is the resident services portal. From here, you have your dashboard, which is your information regarding your unit and the people who live there. Your payments will show your monthly HOA and any chargeable services to your manor. Your statements will show what your statements are each month. You can download a PDF and see what was paid on your unit every month. You can also look at scheduled work orders, open work orders, and completed work orders, and create a new work order on the page called Work Order. You can check your vehicle and your emergency contacts from the Resident Services portal. So that's very simple to do and use. You just log in lagunawoodsvillage.com. Back at the home screen, click the login, go to the portal. You'll see your dashboard, and off you go. Okay, thank you for listening.